guys, I brought the book Dog Breath with me today. Dog Breath, The Horrible Trouble with Halitosis by Dave Pilkey. There once was a dog named Hallie who lived with the Tosis family. Halitosis was a very good dog, but she had a big problem. What was her big problem? You're right. She smelt bad, huh? Halitosis had horrible breath. Whenever Halitosis opened her mouth, horrible things happened. Can you find something horrible that happened in this picture? Look at what's happening to the wallpaper and the tree and the picture. Look at and the poor fish is swimming upside down. When the children took Halitosis for a walk, everyone else walked on the other side of the street. Even skunks avoided Halitosis. But the real trouble started one day when Gramatosis stopped by for a cup of tea, and Hallie jumped up to say hello. Uh-oh. Do you think Grandma liked that? Look at Grandma's hair when Grandma arrives. Look at Grandma's hair after Hallie jumps up. Mr. and Mrs. Tosis were not amused. Something had to be done about that smelly dog, they said. Oh no, what are they going to do? The next day, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis decided to find a new home for Hallie. The sign says, "Free dog to a good home." Do you think the kids are happy about that? The children knew that the only way they could save their dog was to get rid of her bad breath. So they took Halitosis to the top of the mountain that had a breathtaking view. They hoped that the breathtaking view would take Hallie's breath away. But it didn't. Next, the children took Halitosis to a very exciting movie, Breath of a Salesman. I'll leave you breathless. That's what the poster says. They hoped that all the excitement would leave Hallie breathless. But it didn't. Finally, the children took Halitosis to a carnival. They hoped that Hallie would lose her breath on the speedy roller coaster. The sign says, "You'll lose your breath on our roller coaster." Do you think it worked? But that idea stunk too. The plans to change Hallie's bad breath had failed. Now only a miracle could save Halitosis. Sadly, the three friends said goodnight, unaware that the miracle was just on the horizon. Look at the children are crying. They don't want to say goodbye to Halitosis. What do you see out the window? Does anyone see anything out the window? Later that night, when everyone was sound asleep, two sneaky burglars crept into the Tosis house. The two burglars were tiptoeing through the dark, quiet rooms when suddenly they came upon Halitosis. What do you think Hallie's gonna do? "Yikes!" whispered one burglar. "It's a big, mean, scary dog." Don't be silly," whispered the other burglar. "That's only a cute little fuzzy puppy." Who's right? The two burglars giggled at the sight of such a friendly little dog. That dog couldn't hurt a fly, whispered one burglar. Come here, Poochie Poochie, whispered the other. So Halitosis came over and gave the burglars a nice big kiss. Oh, doesn't she look like a sweet little doggy right there? And then there's the big kiss. Slurp. The next morning, the Tosis family awoke to find two burglars passed out cold in their living room. It was a miracle. The Tosis family got a big reward for turning in the crooks, and soon Halitosis was the most famous crime-fighting dog in the country. Hero, Hound halts hoodlums. Bad Breath bungles burglary. Panting Pooch paralyzes prowlers. Rancid respirations restrain robbers. Mutant Space Dog captures evil Elvis clones. In the end, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis changed their mind about finding a new home for Hallie. They decided to keep their wonderful watchdog after all. This home protected by Dog Breath. That's what their sign on their lawn now says. Because life without Halitosis just wouldn't make any sense. And the way that they spelt sense at the end of this book is about your 5 senses. Life without Hallie wouldn't make any sense. Hope you enjoyed the book. See you later. Bye-bye.